sign it off with my name, so wrote his name, and he's like, write your name too. I should do what? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faizah. I am your legal auntie. I'm that lifestyle babe, and I'm here to help everyone who wants to get into the legal industry to get into the legal industry. It's terrible. So I thought I would kick off this legal series first of all by speaking about the different types of work experience I've done during my journey to qualifying as a solicitor. I really think this is important because you will see you will see from the different experiences I'm going to explain to you that there are people who set out to take advantage of like the young, naive, wannabe lawyers, and I didn't have anyone to kind of filter these through for me. I was just like winging it, doing it by myself. So I am hopefully going to give you guys some interesting stories about the different work experience placements I've been on and the ones that I have cut short. And then hopefully you can be able to kind of suss out the legit placements from the fakes. My neighbour's dog, thanks. Right, so first of all, I figured I should quickly talk about my journey into law. So I went to, where did I go? University. I went to Birmingham City University in 2011, and I did a straight LLB law degree, and then I left in 2014, yes, and then I went straight on to do my LPC at the University of Law, and then from then I did some work experience placements and also worked in a bank, and then in 2016 I got a paralegal role, which I did for 10 months, and then I was kind of like upgraded to a trainee, and then I qualified in March 2019. So in March, the 1st of March this year, 2021, I will be 2 years qualified. So my journey has been very interesting. I've got my notes here on my little work phone, but don't tell anyone. So yeah, in terms of my experience, it starts off in 2012. Now in 2012, so this was just after my first year of uni, I was worried that, oh Faizah, you did well, I got a first in my first year, and I was like, but you don't have any work experience. I was doing applications for like the bigger firms, VAC schemes and stuff, but I was constantly unsuccessful on the basis that I don't have any experience. So I made a point to try and get some experience for myself. Now, I was firing out emails, wasn't very fruitful. I had some really nice responses. People who just said, I just can't help you. That's understandable. Then I was I went to shadow in a court. When I say shadow, that wasn't really shadowing. I literally was sitting down in a court to see what it was like. And this lady got to talking to me, and she was like, oh, she has a friend who's looking for a work experience person to come and work with them. She worded it as like in their firm, so I was like, oh great, like that's fantastic. So emailed this person and rocked up to Woolwich High Street in 2012. Woolwich High Street, I don't think it was the Royal Borough back then, like I don't think Greenwich was the Royal Borough back then, because Woolwich High Street was a mess. Okay, it was horrible. So I just remember trekking all the way from my house. It took about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to get there. And I rock up first day. I was like, okay, it was kind of really shaky. It wasn't very nice. But nonetheless, I went there and I tried. It turns out it was an accountancy firm, but the work experience was still legal. Now, what they meant by legal work experience was that I sitting there on some old Windows 98 key computer, and I was basically writing letters on behalf of this man to people like David Cameron, basically saying, if you don't help me, there's gonna be trouble. Bruh. Yes, this is what I was doing, he would dictate the letters, and I'd just be typing away. And then the funniest thing is, we were working on this letter for about a week, and then we were working on this letter for about a week, and when we finally came to the end of the letter, I can't remember what it was, but he was having some family issues, and he wanted David Cameron to help. Okay, and then and by the way, in 2012, David Cameron was the Prime Minister. Cool. Now, so we were drafting the letter for about a week. Comes to the end of the week now, he was like, okay, great, sign it off with my name. So wrote his name, and he was like, write your name too. I should do what? I remember thinking, hell no, I am not going to ruin my career before it has even started. So I was just like, I can't remember what I did yet, but I think I wrote it in his presence and then just deleted it after, before it was printed and then sent off. And then after this, he made me do a few more letters to a few more very prominent figures in the United Kingdom. Once it kind of was getting out of hand, I literally just sent an email one day and I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. I don't advise you guys to do that, but I just said, I'm not coming back. You're taking a piss. This is not legal work experience. This is just nothing of the sort. It was horrible. And I remember, like, he was just, I'm not even gonna like talk bad about him, but he just made me sick. Okay, I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, no. So that was 2012. And then, oh god, okay, so then 2013 I went back to uni. So that was during summer, the first one. So then I'd gone back to uni, and I was like, I still don't have any tangible work experience after wasting 2 or 3 weeks at this accountancy firm. So again, did some calls, and I was in Birmingham, so did some calls to firms in the local area, and there was one guy, I will always be grateful to him. He was like, do you know what, I think we're looking for someone, send me your CV. Oh my god, yes. So I sent my CV, waiting, I called him Mr. and his surname, and turned out he was the trainee, so obviously he understood what it was like, and he really wanted to help, so I was really grateful for that. And then yeah, it was that one was good. I ended up getting it. I worked there for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. It turned out to be a sole practitioner's firm. So it was just one solicitor who worked by herself on personal injury matters. It started off really, really well. I was nervous. It was my first kind of big people job, even though I wasn't being paid. I came in, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 days a week. I would kind of go there. It wasn't too far from where I lived in Birmingham. Then I went to America for 3 months because my uni, I was able to do an American legal module. So then during the summer, I went to America to work there for 3 months in like one of their courtrooms. That was fabulous. I should probably talk about that actually. I haven't done that. I'll talk about that. So yeah, it was interesting working with this one lady. There was clearly something going on between her and the trainee, not from a kind of romantic perspective, but in the sense that he didn't really like her, and I could tell there was something there, some kind of tension, but I didn't know what it was. So then one time his dad came and dropped it, was like, you know, he had to pick him up, and he was like, calm, like they'll drop me home. And I was like, oh thank god, I hate taking the bus. So the dad dropped me home, and then he was just like, so what do you think about so and so, the lead solicitor? And I was like, yeah, you know, she's all right, I like her. He was like, oh really? And I was like, yeah, why? The guy's dad hated her, he hated her, and I didn't get it. Me, the fool, the naive one, was like, I don't see what's going on here. I just didn't really think that in the workplace you would have issues with people. I know it sounds crazy, but I didn't think about it. So yeah, it was a mess, because once he had left, I started to understand what was going on, because at this point it was now just me and her, and she would just take out all her shit on me. And one day she was really, really horrible. Like, I think, okay, I wasn't the best at timekeeping at that point, so I might have come in about 5 minutes late every now and again. Then she gave me a set of keys. So the thing is, I was still going up, so she gave me a set of keys, she gave me all the codes, she would go on annual leave and leave me in charge of the whole firm. So I thought I must be doing okay. Then one day she goes, oh, I want to, like, do you want to come on board as an employee, like, so I'll pay you a bit? And I was like, okay, yeah, this is nice, because at this point I was still coming back to London every Saturday and Sunday to work at Waitrose. So it was perfect. I was like getting paid for 2 jobs. I was flossing, you know, like, listen, I was living that good life in Birmingham. So it was really good. I was getting paid from 2 jobs. And then slowly but surely, she started to really reveal her true colors, and she was just getting meaner and meaner and meaner. And it got to a stage where I was like, she'd been really rude to me one morning, and like I was really upset. So I was like crying. And then I like, well, I don't know about you, but sometimes if I'm not feeling correct, it will show in my work. So apparently, according to her, there was like she said loads of typos in the dictation and stuff. I don't believe there was loads of typos, because again, she never showed me them. She just claimed that there were loads of typos. And then she fired me on the basis. So I've been working for this woman for 1.5 years, half a year paid, and then suddenly I'm not good enough to work there anymore, and she fired me. She was a bitch, that's all I'm saying. Moving on. And then after that, that's when I went to America during the summer. I was in Chicago, and I was working in their, I think it's called the 5th Municipal Divisional Court. I don't know. I was doing an area of law called Mechanics Lien, so it was very interesting. I enjoyed it. I was there for, as I say, about 6 to 8 weeks, but I was in the country for the whole 3 months, and it was fabulous. It was definitely a new experience, and if anyone has an opportunity, I would definitely recommend. I think the only 2 unis that do it are Birmingham City and East Anglia, UEA, I think. Please check if you are interested in doing such a module. Please check. My lovely lecturer was called Julian Killingley. He was fabulous, very, very nice. I hope he's doing well. So yeah, do reach out to the unis and see if that is still modules that they do if you're interested in doing American legal. So then, after being fired from this personal injury sole practitioners, by the way, that was still very valuable work experience, because I remember some of the cases and thinking I'm gonna faint. So I realized personal injury was not for me at all. It was, it was gory, it was graphic, and we'd often see images as well. Not for me, man. I just, literally one time we were in a meeting, I was trying to take notes and couldn't even hold the pen properly because I was so weak. It's like, oh, just try and memorize it and get out there and retype it, because it was horrible. Like I just couldn't. So that was a good experience to tell me that personal injury was not for me. So then I moved on to a family law, another sole practitioner's firm in Birmingham, very common in Birmingham actually, and it was family law. And this was actually a lecturer who I told her about the experience that I had, and she was like, don't worry, some people are really horrible, come and work with me. So went to her firm. I want to say it was on Rock. So it's a very popular street in Birmingham, something Rock, I think. I can't remember. If you know it, just let me know. So worked with her for a while, just did loads of like family law work. So private children applications, so it's like the C100, yeah, C100, I remember. One of those forms, just like do loads of filling out those forms. I would also draft witness statements as well, which was very, very good. That was the first time I really got good exposure to that type of work from a family law perspective. And that came just in time because that was in my final year. So after that, I stayed there for a few weeks after the end of the school year, and then I left to come back to London. So then that was the end of that. Again, I actually need to dig up her email address, because she really, really changed my life, and I really do appreciate her, because she came to me at a very sensitive time for me, because obviously after just being fired and feeling really worthless, she came and really helped me. So I do need to go back to her. Then, oh my god, this one's horrible. 2015, I'm not saying the name of these solicitors firms, by the way, because that's not good, so I won't. 2015, I went for another sole practitioner. Did I not get the picture? Another sole practitioner's firm. I don't know what my issue was, but okay. This one was very, very funny, because it was in her house, and she had like maybe, I think it was a 1-bedroom, at one point, new build apartment in Canary Wharf. So I remember kind of rocking up thinking, oh, it's going to be an office, then seeing it was her house, and I was like, okay. And she had a dog. Now, I like pets, I like animals, but working around this dog that would just come and get hair all over my tights, and having to go to her and give her work in her matrimonial bedroom. I'd be like, knock the door, hello, got some work for you to have a look at. Mess. Her husband would like be eating his breakfast behind me, so there was just a setup of like desks, and they had a trainee, so it was me and this trainee, but her husband would just be like Mr. Plod walking around, and he would just sit there crunching his toast, watching the news. I'm like, people are working, people are here at work, are you alright? I left there after a week, claimed I was allergic to the dog, guys. I'm sorry again, don't do that. But I can't do it. It was just so unprofessional to me, and I just couldn't do it. It's ironic that I'd say it was unprofessional, but then I gave them notice. Okay, I did give them notice. Yeah, that wasn't good. So but I got, again, good insight to that one. I got good insight into kind of like commercial work, immigration, kind of like high net worth immigration matters, and loads of contract disputes. I say loads, it wasn't that much, but contract disputes. So what I did was kind of take the work and remember the work I did and make a note of the kind of work I was doing so that I had it there for my CV. So I also got a paralegal role at a mental health firm in Tower Bridge. That one I got, and you know, it was quite a lengthy interview process. I think it was about 2 stages, and I had to go in both times, and one time it was like loads, like kind of assessment-y, oral assessment. And then I got that one, which was great. I was so happy. The pay was obviously awful, but I was happy because this was my first paying job in a law firm. And this was an actual firm. It was in office spaces, so I was like, thank God. And then the first day, but before this, I'd already interviewed for another firm, but I didn't hear back from them. So this one offered me. I was like, listen, beggars can't be choosers at this point. So I went for it. That's not something I suggest you guys do, by the way. You will get something. So I just remember rocking up on my first day thinking, great, starting. Then I get a call. Got a call from the firm that I actually wanted, and they were like, yeah, so we'd love to offer you the position, blah, blah, blah. This is on my first day at the mental health firm. And, you know, we went to one of the institutes, I think it was in Sion, went there, you know, had an interesting day. It wasn't for me, because I did feel... I wasn't fully comfortable. I probably would have kind of grown in comfort later on, but yeah, it wasn't for me. So then when I got this call, I was like, yes, Lord, like, thank you, God. So I had to kind of just break it and be like, and they gave me my contract. That was how I had to be like, oh, it's awkward. So they gave me my contract to sign, and I was like, yeah, just give it to me by the end of the day. I was like, cool. I knew I wasn't going to sign this contract because the notice period was like 12 weeks. Nope. So I had to just be like, listen, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to waste your time, but I've been offered another role and I'm taking that one. It was painful. It was hard, but I had to do what I had to do. Like that firm would have just been solely mental health, and then I would be seconded to another firm, you know, should I have been offered a training contract, that kind of thing. Whereas the firm that I ended up getting a paralegal role in was bigger, had more areas of law on offer, and I just felt that it was a better opportunity for me anyway. Yeah, so that's it in terms of work experience, guys. There was a lot of times where people really just did take advantage of me as a young, naive, wannabe lawyer. Do sift them out. Things to look for, like, who works at this place? Where is this place that you're going to go to work? Is it their matrimonial bedroom that you'll be giving them work? Find these things out, because you also have to be very comfortable with where you're working. Sometimes it can feel like a real big battle, and so you're kind of just clutching at straws, and any opportunity you'll get, you're gonna take. Do weigh up the pros and cons. Is this somewhere you're going to be comfortable? Are you someone who's quite resilient and actually you can put up with anything and you'll just make it work? Fair enough. Does this feed into your kind of career plan, your career trajectory? Is this going to feed positively into what you want to do? As I say, I'm sure you guys know by now, at the moment I'm working in-house. So I never would have thought that I would be in-house doing kind of like tax and trusts work and some commercial work, given the route that I've taken. But it is possible. It really is possible, but you do have to plan, and you do have to work at how are you going to word your experience and express your experience so that it can link to the types of law you want to do. It is common for people to have done seats in the area of law that they end up working in, but you don't have to. There are some people who have definitely done seats in areas of law that they, or have not done seats in areas of law that they end up ultimately working in. So it isn't the end of the world. But those are my main points. I definitely think you just need to assess it, realize that, you know, while you're helping the firm, they also need to be a right fit for you. So do take your time. Again, always feel free to reach out to me. I can't promise that I'll know everything, but your path is very unique and independent to you. So obviously some of the things that my opinion on some things might not be shared by you, but I will definitely try, and I will definitely try and point out the things that you should be thinking about when you're deciding whether to take a job or not. So yeah, always be open to unpaid work experience. It's hard during the pandemic because I know they're unlikely to kind of send you computers and get you on their system, their servers and stuff. So at the moment it might be a bit difficult, but when we are back into the space of heading into work, unpaid work experience is a gem. One I didn't put in there was court running as well. I did court running for a while, and this was literally going down the call list, calling people's names. Hello, is this person here? You're next. But then I got experience. I met judges, I met lawyers, I met barristers. That was something that I'd never done before as well. So the experience is definitely out there. It doesn't have to be in a law firm. It can be in a chambers. It can be in a courtroom. Definitely just be open-minded, know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, you should be even more open to different types of experience, because this is how you're going to find out what you want. And it's never too soon to get started as well. If you're able, get out there. If you know anyone as well, guys, you need to be working your network. If you know anyone whose mum or dad is a lawyer, reach out to them, talk to them. More often than not, they will be willing to speak to you. I'm obviously always willing to speak to everyone, but people who you know that are in your immediate network, hit them up for sure. And that is it. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Again, do reach out to me via my socials. It's at Faizah Olu on both Instagram and Twitter. Just hit me up in the DMs, guys. I'm here, I'm ready, and this has been long overdue, so definitely put me to work. Thank you so much for watching, guys.